So now we're going to talk about the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department, and here to tell us about that is the Vice Chair for Undergraduate Affairs, Ertugrul Tasaroglu. So Professor Tasaroglu is he works in structural engineering, how to build bridges and other structures, especially well, and especially so that they don't fall down in an earthquake in California. In fact, Professor Tasaroglu works closely with Caltrans to ensure the safety of the bridges and other structures along the highways in our state. But Professor Tasaroglu also served UCLA, or just finished serving UCLA, as the chair of the Undergraduate Council. So this is a campus-wide organization, actually the campus-wide organization that governs undergraduate affairs and makes sure that we're doing the best that we can for our students. And that's just an example, that an engineering professor would take on that campus-wide role for undergraduates. That's an example of our dedication to our students. So here to tell you about civil and environmental engineering is Professor Tasaroglu. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to hopefully see more of each other during the breakout session later today, so I'm going to keep my comments a little bit short. First off, welcome to UCLA. You have made a great choice, or you are making a great choice. You cannot go wrong with either of the departments, including my civil engineering department. I'd like to begin my comments by pointing out that the word civil and civilization is the word that defines our profession, the civil engineering. And I'd like to argue that the civil engineering is the oldest engineering profession among all the different disciplines that you're going to be seeing here today. Our profession certainly did most of the heavy lifting when the human civilization began to take root. Of course, a long time has passed since the pyramids and the Roman roads and aqueducts, but the challenges still remain, and civil engineers still continue to provide the building blocks that allows a civilization to continue and to thrive. So we need good people to continue this and face the ever-growing challenges. I'd like to give an iPhone example. Consider the iPhone, for example, which I know is an object that my kids cannot live without. And I think Lizzie is also among the same crowd. But just like the electrical engineer who designed the hardware and the computer scientist who designed the software, my kids cannot live or thrive without the water, the shelter, and the transportation and whatnot. And all of those things are things that civil engineers provide, and they fulfill functions that an iPhone cannot fulfill. So given this perspective, I'd like to also argue that civil engineering is inherently a noble profession. And invite the very best of you to take part in it and give us a hand in solving some of the problems that we're facing today. Make no mistake that we're facing far greater challenges today than maybe the Romans did 1,500 years ago. There's more of us now, and there's less of things that we need to continue our civilization. And we need to address these challenges. And I will talk in some detail along with my colleagues from civil engineering about what these challenges are and what we're doing in our department to face those challenges. So I'd like you to come to our breakout session, and I hope to see you there. So that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Professor Tasaroglu. So one of the challenges that he's talking about, he's kind of soft pedaling, is that there's an organization, the American Society of Civil Engineers, and they publish an infrastructure grade for the country every year. And what's our current grade?
I guess it's a C, D.
D.
It's a D. Yeah. So the thing is, there's a lot of infrastructure work that civil engineers are going to be doing over the next decade, and you can be that person.